and then we'll have the natural Zoom delay. Are we live type stuff? So
Yeah.
I better check. It says we're live.
Yeah. Usually
Uh,
we're live right away. So we should
yeah.
be
Okay.
live.
We are live. All right. I'm just going to check it on my phone while we are starting here. What's up, everybody? I have a special guest. You probably have seen this in the comments already. One of our GSD clients here, Cody May. I'm just going to make sure we are live. So if we're here, can you drop a hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're here, going to catch it on the replay? And if you can hear us, drop a number 1 in the chat for me here. Let me see. Do you see us live? Okay. Yeah, I see us. Okay, cool. Audio's working. Audio's working. Awesome. So, everybody, as you join or catch this on the replay, I'm here with Cody May, and I'm going to let him introduce himself in just 1 second. We've been working with Cody for a couple months now, and I wanted to bring him on, not only because he's a badass individual, anyways, but I want to use this as like inspiration for everybody out there that's running a marketing agency of any sort. Like his specialty is in real estate and also takes on additional clients outside of real estate as they come along. But I wanted to sit down with him and talk to you guys about how he's been crushing it, and we'll go into some mindset stuff, some problems he's faced, and some big scores and wins that he's been through while we've been working together. So Cody, thanks for joining us today.
Man, stoked to chat. It's gonna be fun.
Totally, man. So why don't you give us a background on what you do?
Yeah, so I run a company called Studio PTBO. We are a full service marketing agency. We do web design, graphic design, video, Facebook ads, all the advertising online, and like really, like I guess our core mission is to really help passionate and energetic entrepreneurs with marketing and mindset knowledge to help them build, grow, and scale online. So, we have a staff in house of there's 8 of us in house, like actually in office. I'm in my office right now in Peterborough, Ontario. And we have a few media buyers that work down in the States. We're kind of spread out all across North America, and we just absolutely love what we do.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Could you mind giving a breakdown of the insides of like what team members are responsible for what? So like how many salespeople, account managers, etc.
Yeah. So I have one appointment setter, Joel, who we brought on with the help of you guys. That was honestly one of the big tweaks that we made. In our funnel, obviously a lot of different things in our funnel. I have a business developer. I have 3 media buyers now. I have myself. I do some more strategy than anything. I have 2 account managers. One of my account managers also does some video editing as well for us. So, as far as content creation, we have 2 designers on staff full-time, and we have 1 developer in-house, and then we have some subcontractors that work for us as well in regards to website development. So we're a small but mighty team. Like in regards to like the entire team's only about 11 to 12 people, might be 13 to 14 now. But it's me and 2 other partners that's essentially run the agency. So I've kind of taken on more of a chief operating officer role. So I do a lot of the day in and day outs, such as like running meetings. I've kind of handed that off to more of our project managers to run the meetings, but I do a lot more of the high level thinking things, such as creating systems, processes, and really leading the company. I meet with all the staff on a weekly basis. I do more coaching more than anything now. So it's been kind of a transition, but that's kind of, I guess, the inner workings of the agency. We've had a lot more crossover hybrid over the last little while. Of a lot of our designers are now working on a lot of our Facebook ad campaigns that we're working on, and any other advertising campaigns that we do. So there was kind of a divide at one point, but it's kind of like in between the 2 teams. But now the teams kind of work in synchronicity with each other.
Yeah, and like since we implemented the end of day reports, how has that helped like from a company management standpoint?
Man, the end of day reports honestly have been probably the biggest game changer for us. Because I was already doing 1-to-1 check-ins on a weekly basis with the staff. So we would chat about wins, and we chat about areas of opportunity, create action plans. But it was hard for me to get a really good overall understanding of what they were doing on a week by week basis, or even a day by day basis rather. And the end of day reports were absolutely massive. It gives me kind of a snapshot on like what's happening throughout the day. Are they protecting their biology? That's honestly one of my favorite things that you guys helped us implement inside of our agency. So that's been really huge. And I think more than anything, it's really brought me closer to understand at a deeper level what happens on a day in and day out basis and how I can essentially leverage what someone is doing and really push them into higher momentum and higher progress.
Yeah, totally, man. That's what we use every day. It gives
Yeah.
everybody an honest pulse of their day. So that's also like we use that every day ourselves. Like me and Cody fill them in ourselves too. So it's pretty cool.
It's cool, man. Yeah, I've implemented it in my own life too. Like, I implemented it first, and then I was like, okay, this has to roll out to all the staff. So everyone that works with us fills out an end of day report now. So it's huge.
Totally, man. So just out of curiosity, how did you, me, and Cody all meet? Our Cody Getchell.
So I got connected with Cody Getchell through Cat Howell's community.
Yeah.
So with FATC,
Yeah. Okay.
I saw him inside of there. He was doing a lot of like cool things, and we got connected. Originally, I was gonna so back when I first started, doing some stuff. Me and Cody had chatted about actually working together on some e-commerce projects. Doing white label stuff, and I just always I was watching what you guys were doing together. I knew that you were working with Cody, and I was just always kind of watching him from afar. And I saw that you guys had launched this GSD program, and I'm like, okay, I'm really curious to see how you guys are actually implementing these things. And the more I kind of watch what you were doing, I was like, I realized we had a really big bottleneck in our traffic in regards to booking calls at a decent rate. And I saw you guys were helping agency owners scale. So I already kind of had a relationship with Cody, and or at least I felt that way because of the fact that social media makes it feel that way. But yeah, I just saw what you guys were doing, obviously in the real estate space. So I was curious that way when you guys, I saw you guys kind of pivot into helping agency owners grow, and I was super curious, reached out to Cody, and it was just I was probably the easiest laydown of a sale that you guys have ever had of yeah, let me do your one-to-one coaching program. Let's make it happen. Let's work together and make this a reality.
Awesome. Perfect. So tell me about that 22K in a month. I'm sure a lot of people are curious as to how the fuck did this happen? What was said? What did you sell? And let's walk through that.
Yeah, man, that was honestly, that was obviously a mixture of our, fixing our funnel a bit, and we had a little bit of dry spout after that, but again, we're back kind of on track. But that month honestly had to do a lot with upsell opportunities to sell more to our current existing clients. So essentially, I just hopped on a call with a lot of our pre-existing clients that I knew could use either video, or they could use a website, or they could use some sort of other service in order to help them grow their business. So I literally drafted up an email like you guys told me to do and said, hey, I would love to hop on a call with you. I think I have something that would really benefit your business. And we signed a bunch of video retainers. We signed a bunch of other projects, and now we're just we have a fairly large client list. So from one-off projects. So literally just going back through that client list and saying, hey, we noticed you don't have a Facebook pixel on your website. I know that we created a branding project for you in the past, and just recognizing and finding different avenues to actually provide more value to existing clientele. So that was really huge for us, just that understanding, because every agency owner has churn. So that 22,000 really helped us because we had lost quite a few really big clients over the course of that month, but it was able to kind of more than even out the large clients that we lost because of just a simple ask, hey, I really think that you should do this. And we're continuing to do that. And that's such an easy element that, again, was so overlooked, and it's become a core pillar in what we do. And it's how can we provide more value to our current clients through other services that we know will help them grow their business?
Yeah, to echo that, whoever's watching out here, you're gonna want to do that too. And it's such a simple thing. We literally help concoct an upsell opportunity, and that's how easy it was. It was a one sentence ask. Now just implementing it across all your existing clients. I mean, even the people who say no to the first time you offer a reoffer, go back to them again, because like I say always, marketers don't expire. We never ever expire. Every business owner has to do marketing to increase their sales, otherwise they probably won't be in business very long.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, go do that.
Yeah.
And then one other thing that happened to your agency, which was pretty cool to hear, you brought on a pretty large client, and then it also has a kicker at the end with a retainer once that project is over. You mind taking us through that as well?
Yeah, we're helping a company that was a franchise. Essentially they're creating their own company outside of the franchise, and we're helping with like naming, branding. It's not the largest project we've ever worked on, but it's a really large project that allows us to essentially utilize everyone on our team, which we haven't really like. We did a capital campaign last year as an agency, and the capital campaign was great because it allowed us to utilize the entire agency, where this is going to allow us to utilize branding, naming. We're going to build an e-com site. We're going to run Facebook ads. We're going to be able to do, email, text marketing for them. We're going to essentially be able to do everything that we do, video, all that stuff under with one client. So really helping them build from ground up, which is super exciting. When I say build from ground up, they're already an existing business, but helping them rebrand, which is going to be really cool. And really like for us, they came through Facebook ads. And I really believe it came through us changing our offer, which you guys helped us with. But B, just like even tweaking different things and sub-segmenting our traffic a lot better than it was. So it's a massive project. It's someone that reached out to us I think they reached out to us back pre-pandemic. And they were kind of interested in us, and we were able to get them in our Facebook group. We were able to kind of hit them with a bunch of retargeting videos. The guy literally said to us, he's like, I see you guys everywhere. Like, and that, again, like we practice what we preach, just like you guys. I see you guys everywhere. Like, we run Facebook ads. It's really hard. It's really hard for me to tell people to run marketing when I don't run marketing myself. So we, it's a really massive project. And I think a portion of it is had to do with, again, fixing our traffic issue that we had, because it came directly through a sales funnel. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's, I want to kind of repeat that back. Like I always tell people, like, if you can afford to run ads, run them, but don't replace your organic content. They both work so hand in hand, especially when you mentioned you brought your client into the group. And then once they're in the group, they see you there, they see you on your profile, they see your ads, the retargeting, the testimonials. And then you're kind of like your content's leaning on them until they fall over into a client, and you're not even an option. You're the choice. You just don't know it. You're as the business owner, you're the last to know it because they're calling you to say, hey, let's get this party started. Here's my credit card, or send me the contract. So that's the coolest part about just kind of staying everywhere. But I want to kind of reverse this a little bit. You talked about when you brought on that $22,000, and right before that, you had a little bit of churn. Now, well, how did that affect like your mindset of your company of like taking a beating and then still just pushing through, and then not only making it up, but going a little past of where you were?
Yeah. I think that, we experienced a crazy amount of growth during the pandemic. Just people reaching out to us. We pivoted really hard. We lost a bunch of video clients during the pandemic, and then we replaced them with a ton of advertising clients. And then churn happened. And I guess from a mindset perspective, I feel like I've spent the last year and a half, probably about last year and a half, really trying to work on mindset and really not trying to lead with scarcity, but really believing my ability to figure things out. And that's kind of what I've led with in everything that we do. It's like we lose a client. Okay, that's cool. We'll find another one. Clients are easy to find. They're not hard. And it's I think that if you're just talking about mindset, I think I had a positive mindset, but I understood in that time that for me, I hold a belief that I'm a lifelong learner. So, whatever I can learn from you guys and pick up from, other coaches, and constantly reinvesting back into the growth of the business. We are up year over year significantly because we also recognize that we're in an investment year. So it's we're investing in fixing processes, fixing systems, paying for more traffic, all these different things in order to kind of increase the business. So I think from a mindset perspective, sure, was there a moment where I was like, shit, this sucks? But I think we just have, we have a solid team, and B, it's something that I try to practice on a daily basis of like, okay, like when someone goes or someone's not happy or when somebody leaves, like I'm just going to believe in my ability to figure this out. And I think that's kind of been the catalyst of like the growth that we've seen. But also like the other element is that is like the implementation. It's like you guys are like, you guys say do this, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to trust that you know what you know because you're already doing it, and I see that you're doing it, and I see that you're working with clients. So rather than like not do what you say to do, like I'm going to trust the process and actually implement it, and it worked because I followed the process. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I call that the GPS. Like I tell a lot of agency owners out there, I'm like, yeah, we can help you with the GPS, the map. And I give a little analogy recently that's kind of resonating a little bit more, but I just say like there's two travelers, right? We're going to drop traveler number one on the middle of the Amazon and saying, all right, get out of the jungle, champ. Like, see you on the other side. And then number two has Bear Grylls, that guy who has Man vs. Wild, that live television show or reality TV show. He's got food, water, a canteen, a whole crew, and a helicopter a mile away, and he's going to walk you through to the helicopter. Which odds do you think are better to get to that helicopter? The one without the map or the one with the guide? So that's kind of how we, right. Yeah. Exactly. So it's really hard without a guided tour. Now, with that being said, like you've been investing in coaches, like how's that had an impact on your business?
Man, I'm a huge proponent of reinvesting back in the business. And like, I forget who said this like recently. Somebody said like, rather than watching what people say, like watch what they do. And that's kind of like the approach that I've taken, where I'm like, I look at a lot of these high level, business owners that are running 7, 8, 9, 10 figure, 7, 8 figure businesses. And they're constantly reinvesting back into coaches. Like, I think Alex Sharfan, he was listening to his podcast where he's like, I spent over $500,000 in coaching last year. And it's like if you want growth inside your business, it's like, it's going to require an investment. Like I say, oftentimes, like believe I hold is like new breakthroughs require new investments. And it's like, we generally try to set aside 30% of my income in order to reinvest back into coaching. And that's kind of just been the coaching of some sort, whether it be personal, whether it be business, some sort of reinvestment back into the growth of myself, but also the growth of the business as well. So I really believe in it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. I just did like with a coach, I just did like 30 minutes, like a breathing visualization exercise. So it's like simple things to set your week up. And it's just like, you crush it. You have a different energy, a different attitude, a different outlook. And like, me and Cody, Cody Getchell, we invest in coaching all the time. That's what we wholeheartedly believe in. And that's what a lot of some of our ideas and our mindset and that stuff kind of comes out into our programs as well. Once we internalize it, we figure things out, we systematize it further down to make it easy. That's when we roll it out to everybody. So it's totally important to always have that, whether even like a Michael Jordan, like he has probably a sleeping coach at this stage, like nutrition coach, weight coach, business coach, everything. So I always think like there's new level, new devil. Like as you get bigger, you kind of keep growing with your coaches too.
And that's one thing I want to give you a shout out to like before we move on, because like you were talking about systems and processes. I've never worked with a coach that gives so many processes and systems as you guys do, where it's like, and the processes and systems that work, like there were a lot of things that we implemented, like end of day reports, reporting for our appointment setter, helping to hire the appointment setter. There were so many different things as far as SOPs that we took and we implemented, and they were really easy to implement. So I just want to give you a shout out for that, because I think like the biggest, obviously like the growth, like, and everything we experienced over the last couple of months have been great. But for me, the long lasting impact were the actual systems and processes that will actually help us continue to grow.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah. Cause like whenever we write SOPs, we try to write them more so for me, cause I'm going to forget. So I need a checklist that's like step by step. And then it's also easy to train other people, because I don't enjoy training. Like I like the SOPs to take over. And then if somebody has questions, come back to me. So we try to do it as step by step as process. So I appreciate that. Especially the web design one was like, when we used to do a lot of web design, that used to bottleneck our business, because there was always constantly overlooking people's shoulders and saying like, did you do this? Did you do that? And then I'm like, all right, we just need a fucking checklist. So I just kept, as things like started to change and more things came up, like WordPress became more complicated, clients had more demands, we just expanded the checklist. And just kept going and going and going. And then whenever our team would respond to us, they would tell us which ones were done, which ones weren't, and what they needed help with. So it was just easier to take on, instead of doing like 1-2 projects at once, we could do like 9 or 10 at once. And these aren't easy web design projects. They're like 10K, 20K plus all in one time. So we can like literally be sane. So yeah, the systems and process are like so imperative to scaling. Otherwise we're just like chickens with our heads cut off.
Yeah, you're going back to square one every single time you create something. So, yeah, like it was like for us, it was like more. It was a lot of refining, especially in our website process. There were so many things that we were like, as we went through your website SOP, we're like, oh, okay, like we missed this piece or we missed this piece, and it's going to make us even better, and we're going to be able to deliver at such a higher level. So it's awesome.
Totally. Like there's just some questions here. Let me see what. Okay, Alvin, my man. Okay, he's asking if you don't mind sharing this. You can, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's what's your average retainer? Alvin's asking.
Mm-hmm. Our retainers fluctuate anywhere between 1,500 to 5K. Those are generally the retainers that we onboard. 1,500 to 5K in that range, and it all depends on whether it's like high ticket, whether like, and it depends on how like the real estate obviously like is going to be a lot cheaper of a retainer than because we have a system that we can actually implement than actually like if we have to build something from scratch or we have to build a funnel. So it just really all depends. It's usually in that price bracket though.
Got it. Okay, and then what does like I'll go on the higher end retainer. What does it include? What platforms? Is it just Facebook or going outside?
Yeah. So generally we will run traffic on Facebook and Instagram. We will do some Google AdWords here and there, but generally and YouTube retargeting, but generally our strategy that we found that has really worked for us anyways, is to generate the traffic on Facebook and Instagram. And then if we do want to run YouTube pre-roll or YouTube in-stream ads, generally we'll run it on the backs of getting the traffic from Facebook. So usually it's a retargeting strategy that we generally use. Like we've generally like my entire team goes through the belt method, Kurt Malley's program. So generally we tend to go that direction where it's like creating propaganda on every single site that we're on. But that's generally the direction that we've taken in the past.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
We're just comfortable with it, and we find it works well.
Yeah. I mean, just for anybody else, like for us, like what we do, the same thing, primarily like Facebook, Instagram traffic, depending on the industry, of course. But then like if it's a personal injury attorney, I'd probably tend to lean towards SEO initially, and talk about a long-term play and taking our putting our flag on page one, and dominating page one. Then I move them into paid traffic, primarily retargeting, depending on the size of the firm, of course. If it's a large firm, then we go all in on everything. And then, but yeah, retargeting on YouTube is awesome.
And it comes down to content as well. Like, that's another element that we really run into is like, if you're working with a new company, like content can be the biggest, like, it's like, oh, we don't have video. Okay. Well, now we need to reinvest in the video, especially if we want to run YouTube ads. Like, it's like you need decent video
yeah, right,
in order to run YouTube ads. So, it depends on the industry for sure.
Totally. Okay. Another question here. How are you getting clients?
Facebook ads.
Cool. Does your organic
organic?
Okay.
Our Facebook ads like generate way more calls than my organic does. I'm the opposite where it's like we don't get me wrong. We hop on a lot of calls, like organically, but they're mainly with real estate. Like any other industry that we work with is Facebook ads or, we really care about delivery. So like, I feel like we have a fairly strong referral strategy. And that's something that we kind of have been really fostering. So when we get somebody in, it's like, we want to give them a discount if they refer us to somebody else. So, but our calls are mainly booked through Facebook and Instagram ads for sure.
Yeah, I know that when we had a goal of getting 60 calls, helping get there, and you got there, right? And that's kind of how far did you go past that, or were you?
We're way over that. Like I think like here, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. I'm not sure if it's updated yet. I think we were on pace to do, just pulling up our scoreboard right now here. Yeah, we're well over 60 already. We still have a week left in the month. Yeah, we're well over that because, like, again, it's the irresistible offer. It's like what you guys chatted about, and that's where we were struggling. And I know Russell talks about this a lot. He talks about hook story offer, and there was something that Cody said to me in one of our paid traffic sessions where it's like you need to really focus on having it's almost like hook offer.
Yeah.
So that offer needs to be front and center. And it's like you can almost have really shitty targeting, but have a really, really solid offer, whether it be like booked appointments. And that's something we transitioned over to. And then we can just sell it with an ISA team. So it's like, that was really big for us, where that transition helped us really kind of create that, the top down sell value ladder, which ended up booking us more calls. So, like real estate, I think we're booking calls for like $8 a call, $8 to $12 a call, which is pretty crazy. And then for entrepreneurs, so we're targeting high ticket entrepreneurs, like entrepreneurs that are selling more like ticket items over $1,500. And we're generating calls for around $20 a call. So it's like but the missing link was the offer. Like it was hands down the offer. It was really a big issue for us.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a personal trainer would say you can't outrun a shitty diet. And then if you're running paid ads, if you have a shitty offer, you're just going to be burning money. And even if you get those $100 appointments, which is really expensive, you're probably going to have somebody who is not even remotely close to your ideal customer. And then you'll be like forcing the sale or forcing the conversation and then just killing your energy for the day and your whole team.
Yeah. 100%. It's like my biggest thing is like, obviously we want quality conversations happening. And I feel like we've set up systems and processes because you guys such as we created some, we've taken a little bit different approach. Like we're not really doing live transfers, but we're getting people to fill in intake forms, even with our appointment center, to kind of give our business developer more information going into the call. So we're finding that's going to create more high quality calls. But it's still going to be way cheaper than what we were doing. Like we were like $100 to $150 a call is, I think that's why people struggle with paid traffic, because everyone, all these gurus are telling them to run, pay traffic. And it's costing them $180 to $240 a call, when it's like, well, okay, I'm going to get on 10 calls and I might have a 20% closing ratio. And maybe I can't close at all. And then I spent, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on calls and I didn't get any new clients, and now I'm $5,000 in the hole.
Yeah, no, totally. And I hear that. Like, I mean, the key is it's a whole funnel. It's not, because running paid ads is one thing, but running it through strategy, the offer, the ideal audience. I mean, the whole exercise is so important. And then, yeah, you're going to fail sometimes and fall flat on your face, but we all know that advertising works. Like somebody told me 50% of advertising works. We just don't know which 50. So we just have to constantly test. So, I mean, otherwise we'd have crystal balls. And if we knew what was going to work out the gates as marketers, would be charging a hell of a lot more than what we charge.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah. I feel like we all would be. Yeah.
Yeah. So in summary, like I want to just see how has our program helped you grow as an individual, as a company overall?
Like, when I chatted with Cody originally, because he was the one that kind of took the sales call, like I was already kind of sold, like, because I've been watching you, and I chose to do the one-to-one program, and like anyone that is looking for an investment that will help them build their team and really give them the systems and the processes that they need in order to get to where they want to go. Like I feel like more foundation has been laid. Like a really important foundation, like really understanding that, like, it's like we stopped growth for a little, like, about a month or so, like we did that, but then we had to fix some things because some things broke, but it was the systems and processes through the program that I believe that are going to give us the longevity. And it's just, for me, it's given me radical clarity around like who I want to help and what I want to do. And, from an offer standpoint, making sure that I sub-segment the traffic. So that's been a really big piece. Yeah. As far as like growth, I just feel like there's been a lot of epiphanies that have happened over the last, 3 months of us working together. And I'm super excited about where it's going to continue to go. I feel like there's been pretty tremendous amount of growth over the last little while. And I think, again, it's been foundation more than anything. And there's just been key things that we're missing that, again, are going to pay for itself tenfold.
I love it. Thanks for that. What do you say to somebody who's on the fence?
Just do it. Like, that's a great question. I want to give a more thoughtful answer because I've been there. And I was actually I actually reinvested in with like an actual high performance coach with Brendan Burchard's program. It's like my biggest thing is new levels of breakthrough in your personal life, in your business life, require new investments. And you have that saying of like, you have to spend money in order to make money, is absolutely true, especially in business. Everything in business is an investment. And what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get a bunch of SOPs that are going to set you up for success in your business. I just think that there's so many things that you guys provide in this. And I've been through a lot of programs, I've known other one-to-one programs. There's so many things that you guys provide that are missing in other programs that I think are just, again, it was definitely well worth the money spent.
Awesome. Now, why do you think it's been so successful for you specifically?
I came in with a little bit of a foundation. You guys are by no means the first coaches I've worked with. So there was a little bit of foundation, but like the one-to-one piece was really the driving element for me to because you guys have really tailored everything that we did. You tailored your answers to my questions directly to me, which definitely really helped that coaching. But I would say the other element is just implementing, it's like I walked into this believing that you guys know what you're doing. It's like, rather than coming in with a skeptical mindset, I'm like, okay, these guys, I'm going to believe and I'm going to implement everything these guys say. That's why I hired them. So, and I believed and implemented everything you said, and it worked. So, and it's continuing to work, and it's laying a foundation for that next level.
Yeah. And my answer for you is you just take action, and you just, like you mentioned earlier, you trust the process. And that's kind of like the difference between you being a high performer and what others may do. Some people, I'm included in this conversation. I've taken courses and never logged in or showed up to a call. And I don't blame the course. I blame myself because I didn't take action. So I got to give you a tremendous round of applause for just taking fucking action to make this happen, grow your team, and just put everything into place really quickly, which is impressive.
Yeah. And you got to know what you want. And this is something that I've been mapping out a lot more as well. It's what do I really want? And I think that you have to start there. And that was something that luckily I've learned from other, personal coaches, that, like Brendan Burchard's team of what do you want? And start there. Your beliefs dictate your actions, your beliefs dictate your thoughts, which therefore dictate your actions. It's like everything, my belief is I believe I can and figure things out. So it's it's taking the system and then implementing it in the business. So it's been a cool experience, and it's been an enlightening one for sure.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for your time today on this happy Friday.
Awesome.
Big shout out to Cody May. Everybody give him a thumbs up, some hearts
Awesome.
in the comments there. And if you guys need help getting shit done, don't feel shy. Reach out to us. We're here to support you in this group, in this community. And if you want extra support, we do have programs available just in case you don't know. Reach out to myself, Ben, or Cody, and we'll be here to support you. Until next time, have a great Friday, and see you guys then.
See y'all.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The weird ending here. How do we end the live?